Hey guys, Luke here. Welcome back. So I thought, what I might do, just to catch you guys up to where I'm currently up to with using the Xiaomi 15. I'm on day 10, and basically I had a long weekend away and didn't have access to my computer during that time, so I couldn't do a daily video. So I'm just going to do an update for basically, I think from day 5 through to day 10. So about 4 or 5 days all up. So here's all the notes. So what I've noticed is the auto brightness is really good. If you're outside and you're in direct sunlight, this does get super bright and is very visible. It's actually probably, out of all the phones I've used in the last 2 years, it's definitely the most visible screen that I've seen. So it's really good. So if you're outside, if you work a lot outside, the visibility on this phone is really, really good. Now, I watched a couple of other reviews from other people, and one thing they noted was the alarms were quiet. They didn't wake them up, they missed alarms, they missed meetings, etc. I've had no issues with that. I've got a feeling that potentially it could have just been what alarm tone or ringtone they used to be the notification to wake them up in the morning. I still think iPhone and other devices like Samsung have better tones. They're kind of a bit more, what would you say, a bit nicer to listen to first thing in the morning. But there's nothing wrong with the volume on these. They still wake me up. No issues whatsoever with that. So one thing, and this is a really standout feature for me, is this has a very good modem in it. There's a number of spots around where I live where on my iPhone, I generally have about 3 bars of service. This has always had 5, and I've checked it numerous times. I've done a speed test, like I've gone into the speed test app, and I've noticed I've always had full reception. It's been fantastic. I'll give you a really good example. Today I went to my local coffee shop, and it is like a concrete building, and it's typically hard to get reception and service and any kind of internet in that area. I had full service in there, and I didn't have like super fast download speeds, but it was still much, much better than my iPhone 13. So whatever device, whatever modem Xiaomi is using, it's really good. I'm very happy with that. The screen is very responsive in terms of touches. You guys probably know, if you've used a Samsung or any other phone, they often have like a setting in here where you can increase the screen sensitivity. This does not have that. So I've looked through all of the various options in the settings. There's no option to turn on anything to do with like improved sensitivity or even like screen protector mode. It's just not here. So just be aware of that. Again, I've had no issues with touches not being recognized, so all good in that regard. You probably, like me, whenever I'm on a call, I always use the loudspeaker to talk to work colleagues, friends, family, etc. It's quite good. It's not as good as my iPhone 13 or even some older Samsung devices that I've used. It's totally fine. You'll have no issues with it, but it's just not as clear as some other devices I've used. In saying that, nobody's had any issues hearing me on the other end, so that's all good. Now, one little tidbit that I want to share with you guys is when you get this phone out of the box, you set it up, notifications in the top left corner is always limited to one app. Meaning, for example, if you get a text message, you get an email, there's some sort of Google notification, whatever it might be, you're only ever going to see one in the top left corner. So what you will need to do is go into settings, and you're going to need to turn it on so that you can see more than one. Currently, it will show 3 in the top left corner and then a few dots to indicate that there is more notifications there. So I have no idea why that's turned off by default. It's one of those things, it's like every other phone I've ever used, even like early Google Pixel phones, etc., they've always had more than one notification. It's just a bit of a weird thing. Anyway, Xiaomi does do some kind of weird things sometimes. You've just got to readjust to it. But good news is you can turn it on in the settings, so just be aware of that. Now, one thing is I really, really like how quickly the camera on this focuses. So I'm pretty sure I read that it's got laser focus. I might be wrong. I'll have to double check that. But if you're like outside and you're going for a walk and you're taking pictures of landscape and then maybe some flowers and then you've got little kids and whatever it might be, no issues whatsoever with how quickly the camera on this focuses. Even in video mode, like if I get my AirPods and I'm like moving it back and forward and the focus is shifting, it does a very good job at keeping the focus. And you can just tap on the screen when you're in the camera mode and it will easily follow whatever is on the screen. So I know that sounds like a trivial thing, but it's actually a really handy feature to have, especially if you make content. So really well done there from Xiaomi. Now here's one that you probably never thought you'd hear anyone talking about, is the calculator. So I use the calculator a lot in my day-to-day job, and one thing that I really, really like is up the top here, you can see we've got converter. So for example, you've got currency, you've got time, you've got area, date, volume, etc. One thing I use a lot is the currency. So I believe this updates each day. Let me just have a look. Exchange rates. Okay, doesn't say the exact time frame, but if you put in, let's say, 500 British pounds, you can see it works out to 672 USD and $1,030 Australian. So this is a very handy feature. Right now, if I want to get conversion rates of money being sent back and forward, I have to go to a website. It's not a long process. It's just a little bit tedious. So having that built directly into the phone itself is a massive win. I really like that. Now, there's one other little thing I just want to talk about before I start doing just the normal daily videos. And that's the color science of the camera. So in the camera itself, you have a number of different modes that you can use. Like most phones, you can come in here, you can turn on different HDR options, etc. But really, the reason you buy the Xiaomi over another phone is it has the Leica collaboration. So it's got Leica color science built into it. Today I was on a video conference call and I was using the front-facing camera, and right now you can see it's currently on Leica Vibrant. I'll just bring that up nice and close. So it's currently on the Leica Vibrant look. And it was funny, I was in my car, it's quite a sunny day, and I was looking at the selfie camera and the quality of the video for other people on that conference call. And I was really impressed by how good it looked, like the color science. There was basically, I'd pulled up in my car and the sun was directly behind me and it was sort of coming in the back window. And it just looked impressive. I don't know how else to say it. It's just the color science looked terrific. So if you've got a background in photography or, color science is important to you, I think you're really going to like what Xiaomi does here. So what I'm actually going to do, tomorrow's going to be a really sunny day in my local area. I'm going to go out, I'm going to take a heap of photos and I'll upload them to a Google Drive and attach it to the video tomorrow. So you guys can just see some of the color science, the detail. I'm actually very impressed by the level of detail in the photos I've been taking, the zoom range, and just a really detailed look at using this phone day to day as your main primary shooter. Now, one other little thing I just want to mention is I'd been doing some homework on various ways to get more performance and better battery life out of the Xiaomi 15. This morning, I used my phone for about 45 minutes. I did one video call and I replied to a number of Slack messages, and my battery percentage dropped right down to as you can see there in the corner, about 67 or 68%. That was a pretty big hit in battery life. So I just did a little bit of homework around what kind of SOT, screen on time, I should be getting, what other people are getting, what they're doing to improve their battery life. And a lot of people spoke about de-bloating their phone. So I actually spent roughly 20 minutes this morning de-bloating a number of Xiaomi apps that were running in the background. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of an update in the next few days as to whether or not that's improved the overall performance of this device. All right, guys, so slightly longer video today. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I mentioned, I'll start doing a regular daily update for the rest of the 30-day period. All right, guys, cheers.